A London Idyll by Hugh Clough. On grass, on gravel, in the sun, on no bed of a shade, the wind and pleasure in Kensington, apprentice and a maid. With Sunday morning's April glow, or should it not impart a stir about the veins that flow to feed the youthful heart? A years may come and years may bring the truth that is not bliss, but will they bring another thing that can compare with this? I read it in that arm she lays so soft on his, a mien, a step her very gown betrays, what in her eyes was seen. But not in vain the young buds droned, the caving birds above, the air, the incense of the ground, a whispering, breathing low. Ah, years may come and years may bring the truth that is not bliss, but will they bring another thing that can compare with this? To inclination young and blind, so perfect as the land, the purest innocence confined, unconscious free consent. Persuasive power of vernal change, on this thine earliest day, canst thou have fond in all the range of unfitter type and way? Ah, years may come and years may bring the truth that is not bliss, but will they bring another thing that can compare with this? The high-titled cares of adult strife, which we our duties call trades, arts, and politics of life, say, have they after all one other object and or use, when wed for girl and boy, the punctual earth may still produce this golden flower of joy? Years may come and years may bring the truth that is not bliss, but will they bring another thing that can compare with? O odours of new budding rose, or lily's chaste perfume, or fragrance that didst first unclose the young creation's bloom, ye hang around me while in sun, and now in shade, I watched in pleasure in Kensington the prentice and the maid. Years may come and years may bring the truth that is not bliss, but will they bring another thing that will compare with bliss? A Protest by Hugh Clough. Light words they were, and lightly, falsely said. She heard them, and she started, and she rose as in the act to speak. The sudden thought, an unconsidered impulse led her on. An act to speak she rose, but with the sense of all the eyes of that mixed company. Now suddenly turned upon her some with age hardened and dulled, some cold and critical, some in whom vapours of their own conceit, as moist malarious mists the heavenly stars, still blotted out their good, the best at best, by frivolous laugh and prate conventional. All too untuned for all she thought to say, with such a thought the mantling blood to her cheek flushed up, and overflushed itself, blank night her soul, made dark, and in her all her purpose soon. She stood as if for sinking, yet added with recollections clear, august, sublime, of God's great truth and right, immutable, which his obedient vessels to her mind came summoned of her will and self-negation. Quelling her traveller's earthly consciousness, she quenched it o'er her weakness. At the spell back rolled the ruddy tide, and leaves her cheek paler than erst, and yet not ebb so far, but with one pulse of one indignant thought, but hurry it hiver and flood. So as she stood she spoke. God in her spoke and made her heard. A river pool by Hugh Clough. Sweet streamlet basin, and I sighed weary and faint within me cried my longing heart in such pure deep, how sweet it were to sit and sleep, to feel each passage from without close up above me in the boat, or circling waters crystal clear, that calm a perverse atmosphere, where on thy pearly pavement pure, to lean and feel myself secure, or through the dim-lit interspace, afar the wild subgazing trace, the dimpling bubbles dance around upon thy smooth exterior face. How idly list the dreamy sound of ripples lightly flung above that home of peace, not of love. A Song of Autumn by Hugh Clough. My wind is turned to bitter north, it was so soft as south before. My sky that shone so sunny bright, the foggy gloom is clouded o'er. My gay green leaves are yellow black upon the dank autumnal floor. For love departed once, comes back no more again, no more. A roofless ruin lies my home, for winds to blow and rains to pour. One frosty night befell, and lo, I find my summer days are over. The heart bereft of why and how unknown, and knows what yet before it had, but e'en to memory now returns no more, no more. All is well by Hugh Clough. Whatever you dream with doubt possessed, keep it snug within your breast, and lay you down and take your rest. Forget in sleep the doubt and pain, and when you wake to work again. A wind it blows, a vessel goes, and where and whither no one knows. Shall all be well, no need of care, for how the will and when and where we cannot see and can't declare. In spite of dreams, in spite of thought, 'tis not in vain and not for naught. The wind it blows, the ship it goes, or where and whither no one knows. Am I with you, or you with me? By Hugh Clough. Am I with you, or you with me? On some blessed place above, where neither lands divide nor sea, are we united in our love? Oft, while in longing here I lie, where the wasting ever still endures, my soul not for me seems to fly, and halfway somewhere meet with yours. Somewhere, but where I cannot guess. Beyond, maybe, the bound of space, the liberate spirits press and meet, bless heaven and embrace. It seems not either here nor there, somewhere between us up above, a region of a clear air, a dwelling of a pure love. At Rome, by Hugh Clough. How richly soiled and richly sunned, exuberant, fervid and pheasant, is this the fixed condition on which may northern pilgrim come to imbibe thine ever air and some thy store of old tradition? Must we be chilled if clean and stand foot deep in dirt on classic land? So is it, in all ages so. And in all places man can know, from homely roots unseen below, the stem in forest, field and bower, derives the emanative power, the crowns of the eternal flower, from mixtures fertile, full and sore, just juices that those petals fill. O nature, if indeed were will, thou own'st it, it shall not be ill. And truly here in this quick clime, where scarcely bound by space or time, the elements in half a day toss off with exquisitest play, what our cold seasons toil and grief never quite at last achieve. The processes with pain and fear, disgust and horror wrought, appear the quick mutations of a dance, wherein retiring but to advance, life and brief interpause of death, one moment sitting, taking breath, forth comes again as glad as ever, in some new figure full of fair, where what has scarcely ceased to be, instinct with newer birth we see, what dies already, look you, lives. In such a clime who thinks forgives, who sees will understand, who knows the calm of knowledge find repose, and forgetfulness of glory gone, so too of more to come anon, of permanent existence sure, brief intermediate breaks endure. Of nature, if indeed her will, thou ownest it is not ill, and e'en is oft on heavy hill, on moorland black and ferny fells, beside thy brooks and in thy dells, was welcomed erst the kindly stain of thy true earth, e'en so again with resignation fair, and meet the dirt and refuse of thy street. The philosophic footshell greets, so leave but perfect to my eye, the columns set against thy sky. Blessed are they that have not seen, by Hugh Clough. O happy way, whose hearts receive the implanted word with faith, believe because their fathers did before, because they learned and asked no more, high triumphs of convictions wrought and won by individual thought. The joy, delusive oft but keen, of having with our own eyes seen, but if they have not felt nor known, an amplitude instead by own, by no self-binding ordinance pressed, to toil and labour they detest, by no deceiving reasoning tide, or this or that way to decide. A happy way above the head, the glory of your unseen is split. The happy heart is free to range through largest tracts of pleasant change, where intellects encradled lie in boundless possibility. For impulses of the varying kinds, the ancient home a lodging finds. Each appetite our nature breeds, it meets with viands for its needs. A happy way, no need with fear, the worldly strife at rake is near. All reason wasted by day and more, will instinct in the night restore. A happy, so they state but give, a clue by which a man can live. A blessed, unless 'tis proof perfect, a dream impossible to act. Cold comfort, by Hugh Clough. Say will it, when our hairs are grey, and wintry suns have light the day, with cheering hope and strengthening trust, have left departed turned to dust? Say will it soothe lone years to extract from fitful shows with sense exact, where sad reside them small of fact? Will trembling nerves their solace find in plain conclusions of a mind? Or in fancies fond, but still to fretful motions prompt who will repose upon effect and cause, an action of unvarying laws, and human life's familiar doom, and on the all-concluded tomb? Or were to our kind and race, and our instructed selves disgrace, to wander once more in you, green fields span of a pleasant blue? Dream as we were used to dream, and let things be whatever they seem. Feeble shelves of beggars grey, the tottering on the public way, thy out and dotting, didn't they say, is it to you when all is past, or be wisdom turns at last? Columbus, by Hugh Clough. How in God's name did Columbus get over? Is a pure wonder to me. I protest, Cabot and Raleigh too, that well-read rover, Frobisher, Dampier, Drake, and the rest. But enough all the same, for them that after came. But in great heaven's name, how I should ever think, that on the other brink of this wild waste a terra firma should be, as a pure wonder I must say to me. How man never should hope to get viver, e'en if he knew but where was another side. But I suppose he should come anyhow, sailing straight on into chaos untried. In spite of emotion across the whole ocean, to stick to the notion within some nook or bend of sea without end, he should find North and South America, was a pure madness, indeed I must say, to me. What if wise men had, as far back as Ptolemy judged that the earth like an orange was round? None of them ever said, "Come along, follow me, say to the west, and the east will be found." Many a day before, ever bade come ashore from the San Salvador, sadder and wiser men might have turned back again. And that he did not, but did cross the sea, is a pure wonder, I must say, to me. Come home, and where's home for me? By Arthur Hugh Clough. Come home, and where's home for me? Whose ship is driving o'er the trackless sea? To the frail bark here plunging on its way, to wild waters shall I turn and say, to the plunging bark, to the salty foam, you are my home? Fields once I walked in, faces once I knew, familiar things so old my heart believed them true, which far, far back behind me lie, before the dark clouds mutter and the deep seas roar, and speaking to them that neath and over them roam, no words of home. Beyond the clouds, beyond the waves that roar, there may indeed or may not be a shore, where fields as green and hands and hearts as true, the old forgotten semblance may renew, and of their exiles driven far over the salty foam, another home. But toil and pain must burden many a day, and days be weeks, and weeks be months away. If at all the weary traveller hear, with accents whisper it in his way-worn ear, a voice he dares to listen to, say, "Come to thy true home." Come home, and where home hath he, whose ship's driving o'er the driving sea? For clouds that matter and over waves that roar, say, shall we find or shall we not ashore? It is, as is not ship or ocean foam, indeed our home. Darkness, by Arthur Hugh Clough. But that from slow dissolving pomps of dawn, a verity of slowly strengthening light, early or late hath issued, that the day's scarce shone, relapses rather, self-withdrawn, back to the glooms of the antenatal light, for this our human beings mourn we may. Duty, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Duty, that's to say, complying, with whatever's expected here. On your unknown cousin's dying, straight be ready with the tear, upon etiquette relying, unto usage not denying, lend your ways to be embraced, blush not even, never fear. Claims of kith and kin connection, claims of manners honour still, ready money of affection, pay whoever drew the bill. With a form confirming duly, senses what it meaneth truly. Go to church the world require you, to balls the world require you too, and may papa and mamma desire you, and your sisters and schoolfellows do. Duties 'tis to take on trust, that things are good and right and just, and whether indeed will be or be not. Try not, test not, feel not, see not. Let's walk and dance, sit down and rise, by leading, opening never your eyes. Stand sturdy limbs that nature gave, and be drawn in a bath chair long to the grave. 'Tis the stern and prompt suppressing, as an obvious deadly sin, all the questioning and the guessing of a soul's own soul within. 'Tis the coward acquiescence in their destiny's behest, to shade by terror made, sacrificing the essence of all that's truest, noblest, best. 'Tis the blind non-recognition, or of goodness, truth, or beauty, save by precept and submission, more blank and moral void, life at the very birth destroyed. Apathy, ex inanition, duty, yeah, but duty's prime condition, pure nonentity of duty. Even the winds and the sea obey, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Said the poet, I wouldn't maintain, as the musical German has done, that the land inexistent till when, to reward him that first saw the sun. Yet I could deem it was so, as over new waters he sailed, but his soul made the breezes to blow, with his courage the breezes had failed. His strong quiet purpose had still the hurricane's fury withhold, the resolve of his conquering will the lingering vessel impelled. For the beings, the powers that range in the air, on the earth at our sides, can modify, temper and change, stronger things than the winds and the tides. Their force so coiled can the laws, as we style them of nature overruled, can cause, so to say, every cause, and our best mathematics be fooled, can defeat calculations and plan, their regimes never so wisely designed, but will blow to the genius of man in a knowledge's sovereign mind. Green fields of England, wheresoever, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Green fields of England, wheresoever across this watery waste we fare, her image at our hearts we bear, green fields of England everywhere. Sweet eyes in England, I must flee, past where waves' last confines be, where your loved smile I choose to see, sweet eyes in England dear to me. Dear home in England, safe and fast, if but in we my lot lie cast, the past shall seem a nothing past to we, dear home, if won at last, dear home in England, won at last. High and Low by Arthur Hugh Clough. The grass is green of sweet content, with spring no matter high or low, wherever a living thing can grow, on chilly hills and rocky rent, and by the lowest streamlet's side. Oh, why did I turn from these? The lordly, tall umbrageous trees that stand in high aspiring pride, with massive bulk on high sustain, a world of wars with leaf and fruits, and rife their wide extending roots, deep down to the subject pain. Oh, what with these had I to do? The germs of things above their kind may live pent up and close confined in humbler forms, it may be true. Yet great is that which gives our lot. High laws and powers our will transcend, and not for whist till time do end, shall any be what he is not. Each in its place, as each was sent, just nature rages side by side, and like the oak tree's lofty pride, in grasses green of sweet content. Hope evermore and believe, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Hope evermore and believe, O man, for e'en as thy thought, so are the things that thou seest, e'en as the hope and belief. Cowardly art thou and timid, rise to provoke we against them, hast thou courage enough, see them exulting to yield. Yet the rough rock, the dull earth, the wild sea's furying waters, violent say'st thou, and hard, mighty thou think'st to destroy. All with inevitable longing are waiting the invader, all with one the lying voice call to him, come and subdue. Still for the conqueror call, and but for the joy of being conquered, rapture we will not forego, dare to resist and repel. Still when resisting and raging in soft under voice say unto him, fear not, retire not, O man, hope evermore and believe. Go from the east to the west, as the sun and the stars direct we. Go with the girdle of man, go and encompass the earth. Not for the gain of the gold, for the getting, the hoarding, the having, but for the joy of the deed, but for the duty to do. Go with the spiritual life, higher volition and action, with the great girdle of God, go and encompass the earth. Go, say not in thy heart, and what when were it accomplished, where the wild impulses allayed, what were the use of the good? Go when the instinct is stilled, and when the deed is accomplished, what woe must done and shall do, shall be declared to thee then. Go with the sun and the stars, and yet evermore in thy spirit, say to thyself, it is good, yet is there better in it. This that it sees not all, and this that I do is but little. Nevertheless it is good, for where is better in it. In a lecture room, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Away horn thou me not, thou vain philosophy. Little hast thou bestead, save to perplex the head, and leave the spirit dead. And to the broken cisterns wherefore go, while from the secret treasure depths below, feed by the sky I shower, and clouds that sink and rest on hilltops high, wisdom at once and power, are welling, bundling forth, unseen, incessantly. Why labour I the dull mechanic oar, when the fresh breeze is blowing, when the fresh breeze is blowing, and the strong current flowing, right onward to the eternal shore? In a London square, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Put forth thy leaf, the lofty plain, east wind and frost are safely gone. With the fire mild and balmy rain, the summer comes serenely on. Earth, air, and sun and skies combine to promise all that's kind and fair. But thou, O human heart of mine, be still, contain thyself and be. December days were brief and chill, the winds of March were wild and drear, and nearing and receding still, spring never would, we thought we hear, the leaves that burst, the suns that shine, had not the less the certain date. And thou, human heart of mine, be still, refrain thyself and wait. Life is struggle, by Arthur Hugh Clough. To wear out heart and nerves and brain, and give oneself a world of pain. Be eager, angry, fierce and hot, imperious, supple, God knows what. For what's all one to have or not? Oh, false, unwise, absurd and vain, what is not joy, it is not gain. It is not in itself a bliss, only it is precisely which keeps us all alive. To say we truly feel the pain, and quiet are singing with a strain, entirely, simply, undeceived, believe and say we never believed, the object e'en by it achieved. A thing we ever had care to keep, with heart and soul to hold it cheap, and when to go and try it again. Oh, false, unwise, absurd and vain, but 'tis not joy and 'tis not bliss, only it is precisely this that keeps us still alive. Love, not duty, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Thought may well be ever ringing, and opinion ever changing. Taskwork be, though ill begun, dealt with by experience better. By the law and by the letter, duty done is duty done, do it, time is on the wing. Hearts, 'tis quite another thing, must or once for all be given, or must not at all be given. Hearts, 'tis quite another thing. To bestow the soul away is an idle duty play. Why to trust a lifelong bliss to caprices of a day? Scarce more depraved won't wish. Men and maidens, see you minded, show of love wherever you find it. Look if duty lurk behind it. Duty fancies urging on, if a love had never gone. Loving if the answering rest, seem not to be thus possessed. Still in hoping have a care, if it do, beware, beware. But if in yourself you find it, above all things mind it, mind it. O ship, 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 by Arthur Hugh Clough. O ship, 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 that travels over the sea. What are the tidings, I pray we, or bearest hither to me? Are they tidings of comfort and joy, which will make me seem to see the sweet lips softly moving and whispering love to me? Or are they of trouble and grief, estrangement, sorrow and doubt, to turn into torture my hopes, and drive me from paradise out? O ship, 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 that comest over the sea, whatever it be thou bringest, come quickly thither to me. Parting, by Arthur Hugh Clough. O tell me, friends, while yet we part, and heart can yet be heard of heart. O tell me when, for what is it, our early plan of life we quit. From all our old intentions range, and why does all so wholly change? O tell me, friends, while yet we part. O tell me, friends, while yet we part, race with from the centre start, within the orb of one warm sun, unless I have once begun. Why is it thus we still diverge, and whither tends the course they urge? O tell me, friends, while yet we part. O tell me, friends, while yet we hear, may it not be some coming year, these ancient paths that here divide shall yet again run side by side, and you from where and I from here, all on a sudden reappear? O tell me, friends, while yet we hear. O tell me, friends, ye hardly hear, and if indeed ye did, I fear ye would not say, ye would not speak. Are you so strong, am I so weak? Yet how much soe'er I yearn, can I not follow nor you turn? O tell me, friends, ye hardly hear. O tell me, friends, words are over, as something in me sad and sore repines, and underneath my eyes I feel a somewhat that would rise. O tell me, O my friends, and you, do you feel nothing like it too? O tell me, friends, words are over. O tell me, friends, that are no more, do you, too, think it is over? Old times shall yet come round as erst, and we be friends as we were first? Or do you judge that all is vain, except that rule that none complain? O tell me, friends, that are no more. Revival, by Arthur Hugh Clough. So went wrong, grievously wrong, but folly crushed itself, and vanity our toppling fell, and time and healthy discipline and some neglect, and labour and solitary hours revived somewhat or least of that original frame. Oh, well do I remember when the days, when on some grassy slope, what time the sun was sinking, and the solemn eve came down, with its blue vapour upon field and wood and elm and bosomed spire. Once more again I fed on sweet emotion, and my heart with love overflowed, arched itself in fear under earthly, yet celestial. Once again my heart was hot within me, and meseemed I too had in my body breath to wind the magic horn of song. I too possessed, upwelling in my being's depths, a fount of the true poet nectar, whence to fill the golden urns of verse. Shadow and light, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Cease, empty fate, the spectrum safe. I was, and lo have been. I got in naught a shade of thought, which but by darkness seen upon the unknown yourselves have thrown, placed it in light between. At morning's birth on darkened earth, and as the evening sinks, awfully vast the broad is cast, the lengthened form that shrinks, and shuns the sight in many lights, and underneath you slinks. From barren strands of wintry lands, across the seas of time, borne onward fast, yet touch at last an equatorial clime. An equatorial noon sublime, at zenith stands the sun, and lo around, far near are found yourselves in shadow none. A moment, yea, but when a day at length was perfect day, a moment so in light we know, with dark exchanges act. No more nor eve shall shadow leave your sunny path secure, and your sight that orb of light shall humbler orbs obscure. And yet with all this shadow all, whate'er your fancies dream, and I misdeemed it was what seemed, and not whatever I seem. Some future day when what is now is not, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Some future day when what is now is not, and all our faults and follies are forgot, and thoughts of different passes like dreams away, we'll meet again upon some future day. when all that hindered, all that vexed our love, as tall rank weeds have climbed the blade above, when all but it has yielded to the say, we'll meet again upon some future day. When we have proved each on his course alone the wider world, and learned what's now unknown, have made life clear and worked out each a way, we'll meet again, we shall have much to say. With happier mood and feelings born anew, our boyhood's bygone fancies we'll renew, talk over old talks, play as we used to play, and meet again on many a future day. Some day which oft our heart shall yearn to see, and some far year, for distant yet to be, shall we indeed hear winds and waters say, meet yet again upon some future day. But out of sight is out of mind, by Arthur Hugh Clough. But out of sight is out of mind, is true of most we leave behind. It is not sure nor can be true, my only love of you. We were my friends, 'twas sad to part, almost a tear began to start, but yet as things run on we find, but out of sight is out of mind. For men that will not idlers be, must lend their hearts to things they see, and friends will leave them far behind, when out of sight are out of mind. I blame it not, I think that when the cold and silent meet again, kind hearts will yet as erst be kind, 'twas out of sight, 'twas out of mind. I knew it when we parted well, I knew it, but was a love to tell. I felt before what now I find, but out of sight is out of mind. That friends, so ever friends we were, still deal the things as things occur, and that, excepting for the blind, what's out of sight is out of mind. But love, the poets say, is blind, so out of sight and out of mind, need not, nor will, I think, be true, my own and only love of you. The Hidden Love, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Oh, let me love my love unto myself alone, and know my knowledge to the world unknown, nor witness to my vision call, beholding unbeheld of all, and worship we withdrawn apart, whatever thou art, within the closet veil of mine own inmost heart. What is it then to me, if others are inquisitive to see? Why should I quit my place to go and ask if other men are working at that task? Leave my own buried roots to go, and see that brother's plants shall grow, and turn away from we, our foremost holy light, to look if other orbs their orbits keep aright, around the proper sun deserting we, and being undone. Or let me love my love unto myself alone, and know my knowledge to the world unknown, and worship we our head one, our much sought, as but man can or ought, with the abstractest shrine of my least breathed on thought. Better is were, thou sayest, to consent, feast while we may, and live ere life be spent. Close up clear eyes and call the unstable sure, the unloving lovely, and the filthy pure, and self-belying, self-deceiving droll, and loose in action, passion, talk the soul. Nay, better far to mark off thus much air, and call it heaven, place bliss and glory where, fix perfect homes in the unsubstantial sky, and say, what is not will be by and by. The Higher Courage, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Come back again, my olden heart. A fickle spirit and untrue, I bade the only guide depart, whose faithfulness I surely knew. I said, my heart is all too soft. He who would climb and soar aloft must needs keep ever at his side the tonic of a wholesome pride. Come back again, my olden heart. Alas, I called not when for we. I called for courage, and apart from pride, if courage could not be, unwelcome pride. And I should find in we a power to lift the mind, slow and groveling joy above, it is but the proud can truly love. Come back again, my olden heart, with instructions of the years, and cases yet, as when were word, fulfilled of shame and coward fears, wherewith amidst the jostling throng of deeds, that each and all were wrong, the doubting soul from day to day, uneasy periodic lay. Come back again, my olden heart, I said, preceptions contradict, convictions come and depart, and but themselves as false convict. Assumptions, haste, crude and vain, full oft to use will science deign. The corks the novice plies today, the swimmer soon shall cast away. Come back again, my olden heart. I said, behold, I perish quite, unless to give me strength to start, I make myself my rule of right. It must be, if I act at all, to save my shame I have at call, the plea of all men understood, because I will it, it is good. Come back again, my olden heart, I know not if in the very deed with means alone could aid impart, to serve my sickle spirit's need, but clear alike of wild self-will and fear that faltered, peltered still, remorseful thoughts of other days, away espy betwixt the ways. Come back again, old heart o' me, methinks and those my coward fears, there might perchance a courage be, that fails and weeds the manlier years. Courage to let the couch sing, itself a coward-based thing, rather than not for heavenly light, wait on to show the truly right. The mighty ocean rolls and raves, by Arthur Hugh Clough. The mighty ocean rolls and raves to part us with its angry waves, but arc on arc from shore to shore, in a vast fabric reaching o'er. with careful labours daily wrought, by steady hope and tender thought, a wide and weltering waste above, our hearts have bridged it with their love. With fond anticipation's flight, a river growing structure high, dear memories upon either side combine to make it large and wide. Where happy fancies day by day new causes sedulously lay, where soft solicitudes, sweet fears and doubts accumulate in tears, where the pure purpose of a soul to form of many parts a whole, to make them strong and hold them true, from end to end is carried through. When the waters war between, upon the mansionry unseen, secure and swift from shore to shore, with silent footfall travelling o'er, our sundered spirits come and go, hither and thither, to and fro, pass and repass, nor linger near, nor part anew to reappear. With motions of a glad surprise, we meet each other's wondering eyes, at work, at play, when people talk, and mislead when we walk. Each dawning day my eyelids see you come, methinks, across to me, and I at every hour anew could dream I travelled over to you. The music of a world and of a soul, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Why should I say I see the things I see not, or be and be not? Shall laugh where I laugh not, and fear for what I fear not, and dance about the music that I hear not? Who standeth still I the street shall be hustled and jostled about, and he that stops at the dance shall be spurned by the dancer's feet, shall be shoved and be twisted by all he shall meet, and shall rise up an outcry and rout, and the partner too, what's the partner to do? While all the while 'tis but perchance a humming in mine ear, that yet anon shall hear, and I anon the music in my soul, and a moment read the whole. The music in my heart joyously take my part, and hand in hand and heart with these we treat, advance, and borne on wings of wavy sound, whirl with these around, around. We here are living in the living dance, wherefore fate with fair chance, till that arrive, till woe awake, of these my soul by music make, and keep amid the throng, and turn as they shall turn, and bound as they are bounding. Alas, 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 and what if all along the music is not sounding? Aware not when to music's unto man, when loud and bold and coarse and overpowering still perforce all tone and tune beside, yet in despise its pride only fumes of foolish fancy breed, and sounding solely in the sounding hair, the ever soft and low, stealing whence we not know, painfully heard and easily forgot, with pauses oft, and many a silence strange, and silent oft it seems, and silent it is not, rivals too of unexpected change, hardly thou thinkest will never be begun, or what hath come and been and passed away, yet turn to other none, turn not, oh, turn not well. I listen, 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 if hardly be heard it may, listen, 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 is it not sounding now? Yea, and is thought of some departed friend, by death or distance parted will descend, see wearying in crowded rooms ablaze with light, as by a magic screen we see from the sight, palsying the nerves that intervene, the eye and central sense between. So may the ear hearing not hear, or drums to roll, and pipes and cymbals ring, so the bare conscious of a better thing, unfelt, unseen, unimagined, all unknown, may fix the entranced soul mid multitudes alone. The Silver Wedding, by Arthur Hugh Clough. The silver wedding. On some pensive ear from towers remote is sound the silvery bells. Today from one far unforgotten year a silvery faint memorial music swells, and silver pale the dim memorial light of musing age on youthful joys is shed, the golden joys of fancies dawning bright, the golden bliss of wood and wine and wheat. Are golden wind but silver now, and sooth the years that pale the cheek, that dim the eyes, and silver all the golden hairs of youth, less price can make its only priceless price. Not so the voice, the silver name that gave to wis, a ripe and uninfable date, for steps together tottering to the grave, have bid the perfect golden title wait. Rather if silver wis, if that be gold, from good to better changed on age track, must as baser metal be enrolled, a day of days a quarter century back. Yet it hopes its joys were golden too, but golden the very gold of dreams. Their feel is but to dream, until we do with nothing that is, and all we see but seems. What was a seeming it needed cares and tears, and deeds together done and trials past, and all the subtlest alchemy of years, to change the genuine substance here at last. Your very gold is silver sure today, your ore by crosses many, many a loss, as refiners' fires have purged away what erst it had of earthly human dross. Come years as many yet, and as they go, in human life's great crucible shall wait, transmute or pretend of the spells they know, into pure gold the silver of today. Strange metallurge is human life, 'tis true, and used in one in many a gorgeous case. Full specious fare for casual outward view, electrotype with sordid and the base. No lack who praise, avowed the spurious wear, who bid young hearts the one true love forgo. Conceit defeat, or fancy light as air, a greed of pelf on precedence and show. True, false is one to casual ears appear. To read man truly man may hardly learn, yet doubt it not that the various glance would hear. Fate, hope and love a true tower attempt discern. Come years again, as many yet, and purge as precious earthly elements away, and gently changed at life's extremest verge, bring bright and gold your perfect 50th day. That sight my children see and parents show, if not yet earthly chains of metal true, by love and duty wrought and fixed below, elsewhere will shine, transformed, celestial new. The shine of gold whose essence, heavenly bright, no doubt damns tarnish, worldly passions fray. Gold into gold their mirror, light and light, shall gleam in glories of a deathless day. The stream of life, by Hugh Clough. Our stream descending to the sea, the mossy banks between. The flowers blow, the grasses grow, the leafy trees are green. And garden plots the children play, the fields the labourers till, and houses stand on either hand, and thou descendest still. Our life descending into death, our waking eyes behold, parent and friend, while laps attend, companions young and old. Strong purposes our mind possess, our hearts affections fill. We toil and earn, we seek and learn, and thou descendest still. Our end to which our currents tend, inevitable sea to which we flow, or do we know what shall we guess of we? I roar we here upon the shore, as we our course fulfill. Scarce we divine a sun will shine and be above us still. The Thread of Truth, by Hugh Clough. Truth is a golden thread, seen here and there in small bright specks upon the visible sight of our strange being's party-coloured web. How which we converse, 'tis a vein of all, emerging now and when on earth's rude breast, but flowing full below. Like islands set at distant intervals on ocean's face, we see it on our course, but in the depths the mystic colonnade unbroken keeps its fateful way, invisible but sure. If it be so, wherefore do we men pass by so many marks, so little heeding? Thoughts of Home, by Hugh Clough. I watched them from the window, my children at their play, and I thought of all my own dear friends who were far away, and childish laughs and childish cares and child's own buoyant gladness came gushing back again to me with a soft and solemn sadness. And feelings frozen up for long and thoughts of long ago seemed to me thawing at my heart with a warm and sudden flow. I looked upon my children, and I thought of all and each, of my brother and my sister, now rambles on the beach, of my mother's gentle voice and my mother's beckoning hand, and all the tales she used to tell me of a far, far English land, and the happy, happy evening hours when I sat on my father's knee, or many a wave is rolling now betwixt that sea and me. And many a day has passed away since I left them over the sea, and I have lived a life since when on boyhood's thoughtless glee. Yet of a blessed time gone by, not seldom would I dream, and childhood's joy, like faint far stars, in memory's heaven would gleam. And of the sea to those I loved, my thoughts would often roam, but never knew I until now the blessings of a home. I used to think when I was there, that my own true home was here, but home's not in land or sky, but in those whom each holds dear. The evening's cooling breezes fanning my temples now, but then my frame was languid, and heated was my brow, and I longed for England's cool, and for England's breezes when, but now I would give full many a breeze to be back in the heat again. But when cold strange looks without, and proud thy thoughts within, are weaving round my heart with woof of selfishness and sin, when self begins to roll afar, a worse and wider sea of careless and unloving thoughts between those friends and me, I will think upon these moments, and call to mind the day when I watched from the window my children at their play. Through a glass darkly, by Hugh Clough. What we, when face to face we see the Father of our souls, shall be, John tell us, doth not yet appear, did he tell what we are here? A mind for thoughts to pass into, a heart for lives to travel through, 5 senses to detect things near, and this the whole that we are here? Rules baffle instincts, instincts rules, wise men are bad and good are fools, facts evil, wishes vain appear, we cannot go, why are we here? Or may we for assurance sake some arbitrary judgment take, and wilfully pronounce it clear, for this or that 'tis we are here? Or is it right and will it do, to pace the sad confusion through, and say it doth not yet appear, what we shall be, what we are here? And yet when all is thought and said, the heart still overrules the head, still what we hope we must believe, and what is given us receive. Must still believe, for still we hope that in a world of larger scope, what he has faithfully begun will be completed, not undone. My child, we still must think, when we that ampler life together see, some true result will yet appear of what we are together here. Were you with me, or I with you? By Arthur Hugh Clough. Were you with me, or I with you? There's naught, methinks, I might not do. Would venture here and venture there, never fear, never care. The things before and things behind could turn my thoughts and turn my mind on this and that day after day, could dare to throw myself away. Secure when all was over to find my proper thought, my perfect mind, and unimpaired receive anew my own and better self in you. What went ye out for to see? By Arthur Hugh Clough. Across the sea, along the shore, in numbers more and even more, from lonely hut and busy town, the valley through the mountain down, what was it ye went out to see, ye silly folk of Galilee? Reed within the wind doth shake, a reed with washers in the lake, reeds with waves of weeds that flowed, a young man preaching in a boat. What was it ye went out to hear, by sea and land from far and near? A teacher, rather seek the feet of those who sit in Moses' seat. The humble seek in boat worm, far off in great Jerusalem, from whom that in her courts ye saw, her perfect doctors of the law. What is it came ye here to note, a young man preaching in a boat? A prophet, voice and woman weak, declare or cease to rave. Whence is it he hath learned to speak? Say, who his doctrine gave. A prophet, wherefore he of all in Israel tribes, he teacheth with authority, and not as do the scribes. Where lies the land to which the ship would go? By Arthur Hugh Clough. Where lies the land to which the ship would go? Far, far ahead, as all as seamen know, and where the land she travels from, away, far, far behind, is all that they can say. On sunny noons upon the deck's smooth face, linked arm in arm or pleasant here to pace, or over the stern reclining, watch below the foaming wake far widening as we go. On stormy nights when wild northwesters rove, how proud to think to fight with wind and wave, a dripping sailor on a reeling mast excites to be and scorns to wish it past. Where lies the land to which the ship would go? Far, far ahead is all as seamen know, and where the land she travels from, away, far, far behind is all that they can say. With whom is now Variableness and I have a shadow of turning, by Arthur Hugh Clough. It fortifies my soul to know that though I perish truth is so, that howsoever I stray and range, whatever I do, thou darst not change. I steady as steep when I recall, that if I slip, thou darst not fall. Written on a bridge, by Arthur Hugh Clough. When soft September brings again to yonder gorse its golden glow, and Snowdon sends its autumn rain to bid thy current livelier flow, amid that ashen foliage light, when scarlet beads are glittering bright, while elder boughs unchanged are seen in summer livery of green, when clouds before the cooler breeze are flying wide and large, with weeds returning, so may I return, and find thee changeless upon your burn. Youth and Age, by Arthur Hugh Clough. Dance on, we see, youth goes, alack, and vivid glee. A boy the old man never can be, myrtle in a 30 scare can find, the sweet 16 long left behind. Old folks must toil and scrape and strain, that boys and girls may once again be that for them they cannot be, but rich it gives them joy to see, youth goes in glee, but not in vain, young folks, if only you remain. Dance on, with joy to see the dry-red leaves on winter's tree, can feel the new sap rising free. On, young folks, so you survive. The dead themselves are still alive, the blood in dull parental veins, long numbed, a tingling life regains. Deep down on earth, the far old root, and conscious still of flower and fruit. Spring goes in glee, but will not wane, and you, young folks, they come again. Dance on, we see, we feel. Wind your waltzes, wind and wheel, our senses tuned with music real. Nor let your pairs neglect to fill the old ancestral scorn quadrille. Let hand in hand uplifted seek, and pleasure fly from cheek to cheek. Love too, but gently nor astray, and yet delude yet in play. Dance on, youth goes, but all's not vain, young folks, if only you remain. Dance on, 'tis joy to see we once were nimble lean as ye, and dance to give the oldest glee, or wherefore at as we you too, once gone your prime cannot renew. You too like us at last should stand, to watch and not to join the band, content some day afar off day, to your splendor soft to say, youth goes, but goes not all in vain, young folks, so only you remain. Dance on, 'tis joy to see.